Welcome to another potentially chaotic episode of Cinematic Anarchy, where today,
Potentially?
potentially, you have to question me before we even get started. I was just about to introduce
Potentially?
you. Yeah. Well, I was just about to introduce you. With me today, Miss B,
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
and joining us today, a gentleman who I'm hoping we do not scare off altogether, Christian.
Hello,
Highly
hello.
likely.
Only
And
time will tell.
seeing as you're a little new here, why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hey there, Christian Solorio. Super excited to be chatting films over here. And I am based in Maryland. I have a lot of background in like academic research, STEM education stuff. But, when I'm not thinking about that, I really love movies. And so I'm super excited to be here talking about all sorts of movies. I'm a big horror guy myself. Turns out Chris is wearing a Friday the 13th shirt. I'm wearing a Scream shirt.
Yes,
So
I
that's how
am.
you know we're going to have some good conversation. And excited to be here. Excited to talk about this wild film.
Yeah.
I was tossed up between either this today or I had a Guar T-shirt that my son had bought me that I was going to wear, but I
Oh my
unfortunately
god. My friend was just backstage at Guar.
was it the one at the casino ballroom?
I'm not sure like exactly where it was. Cash travels a lot.
They played locally with Static X, and that's the one that my son went to. I was supposed to go to it, but they changed my hours and made it so that basically I was working that particular evening and I couldn't get out of it. So it was like,
That sucks, but also kind of dope.
but he still got to go. So I think he got to high five somebody in the group before
I love that for him.
being subsequently pushed to the back. So today we are going to be discussing the Johnny Depp Benicio del Toro film about Hunter S. Thompson, or his alter ego, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And
a hippie classic.
Is this a first time watch for anybody here?
No.
First time watch for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm genuinely curious about how you felt about this acid trip of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, right? I think there's like a pretty like surface level reading that you could have on it, right? Like it's just this drug-addled, crazy Las Vegas trip, which is fun, right? Like who doesn't love that? But I think there are a lot of deeper commentary going on as well about like the American dream, about the collapse of counterculture. So it is a movie that also has a lot of depth, and I appreciate it for that. I think it starts to like feel a little long after the first like hour and a half or so.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, like once we're back in that second hotel, it's
yeah, like once you fucking been through a few of these long ass acid trips. Yeah.
I mean, half the movies we watch are like a long ass acid trip. This one just happened to be about an acid trip.
Right.
The last one was definitely an acid trip.
I had to watch this in two pieces because I got home a little late last night and I set up to watch it, and I got there and I'm just kind of sitting, and I had been at work for 12 hours, and I think not about 60 minutes in, maybe a little bit more. I think it was maybe about 68 minutes in, which is the last time I actually checked to see how much time I had left.
And your body just starts shutting down.
Oh, no. Shortly after that, I was out. I literally fell asleep in a sitting position in my bed.
You must have woken up so uncomfortable.
Well, I have guests right now, and I did not want to play Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in the room with her child. And
that's so valid.
Because I know that's not even remotely a kid-friendly movie.
Oh, yeah, no, I had to lock my door.
Yes. Otherwise, you're subjecting yourself to at least a conversation
10,000 questions
as long as this movie about drugs.
Yep.
It's like, what's ether? What's mescaline? Mom, what's a blotter of acid? I don't understand. Explain.
You're too young to know.
I had to watch
For
after
the love of God, don't ask these questions in school.
So I had a dinner breakfast relationship with this movie this time around, where I watched half of it during, like, while I ate my dinner, and then I kind of passed out because it was exhausting. And then I woke up for breakfast and I watched the rest of it. And then I, just for shits and giggles, decided to watch or listen to interviews with Hunter S. Thompson as I'm going throughout my workday. And it is eerie how spot on Johnny Depp's performance is regarding his basic mannerisms and just how he talks.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Depp actually like lived with Thompson for a few months to like do that observation. He like dove into a lot of the notebooks and materials that like Thompson kept when he went on this trip originally. And so, yeah, he like really took the time to like become the character.
Lots of method acting.
I think he even went so far as to say he immersed himself just a little too much, and it made it difficult to kind of get back from it. Like this character in general, or just Hunter S. Thompson in general, has claimed the minds of a few actors. Bill Murray. They had to put out a disclaimer for Bill Murray because he had immersed himself so much for Where the Buffalo Roam, that when he came back for the 5th season of SNL, he was still in the Hunter S. Thompson character. And so he had taken, like, it took him a couple episodes or so to kind of break out of that and kind of get back to just being Bill.
Yeah, and I think Bill warned Depth. Whoa, Jesus! I think Bill reminded warned Depp that a similar thing might happen to him, and that he should take something on that is totally different after this role. Which I don't actually know what the next film Johnny Depp did after this was.
I would have to look that up.
He was still relatively young, so
Johnny Depp. What did he do this film back in like 95? Was it?
Was it? Damn. God damn it, I'm old.
It was a really early film for him. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
in the middle of his career.
Stick-a-Lot was relatively early in his career too.
It wasn't Sleepy Hollow. Sorry, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, LA Without a Map. So it'd be the 9th Gate that he did.
Oh shit, I remember that one. We used to have that on DVD.
So he came out with 3 movies shortly after that. 1999 was The 9th Gate, The Astronaut, and Sleepy Hollow. Which apparently gave him fears of Christopher Walken a little bit.
Okay, so it was around the same time as Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Christina Ricci grew the fuck up within those like couple years.
But this movie would have been the first movie. Was it the first movie that him and Christina Ricci worked on together?
Yeah.
Because she played what, Lucy?
Yeah.
Lucy in the
She
Sky
was
with
Lucy
Diamonds?
in this one.
Yep.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Anyway, fucking
the girl who came to
she was
Vegas,
Lucy here, and then she was the chicken Sleepy Hollow. But
mind
she
you, I didn't know,
or at least looked older in
I
Sleepy
didn't
Hollow.
know that was Christina Ricci at first, because I watched the first half on my. Bear with me. She was in the second half of the film. I watched the first half on my television. The second half I had on my phone. And so they didn't do any immediate close-ups of her to begin with. And it wasn't until they got to like that fever dream of a court scene where she was basically pointing them out to the cops.
Or you were like, oh my God, I know that person.
It's like, oh, that's Christina Ricci, because her hair was in her face and you didn't really see her too well. I
knew her immediately.
This is definitely a movie that if I see like an anniversary edition of it, I would love to see it in the theaters, because I feel like it is a big as life kind of movie. Because Hunter S. Thompson's entire life was just big as life. He just lived that way. So
I'm pulling up IMDb on my fucking laptop because
I was wondering, because you usually fill in the blank spots when my mind goes wandering.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing the thing. I should have done the thing before we started, but
so I will warn you ahead of the time, Christian, that I do have a tendency. I will go off and talk a blue streak for a minute, and then all of a sudden my brain will just ADHD shut off.
Yep.
And it's like, I try to warn people, because it's like, oh, please fill in the silence, because my brain will just shut off, and until my tongue kicks back
Right.
in. That's why I basically, like, one of the things that I post in our podcast is notes is usually just kind of ADHD addled podcast, because that's also why we never keep on subject.
Well,
ever.
and there are a lot of times in this movie where it feels very similar. Lots of
Oh my
bouncing
God.
around, and yeah, it's a trip.
Dr. Gonzo
Dude,
in
I lived
general.
in Harvard Square for a long fucking time, and it's pretty spot on with having a conversation with a regular addict, like,
Yeah.
and
I
having
had
to
to.
talk people down from like bad trips or fucking whatever. Like, oh, okay, I'll do what you're asking. Fucking, I'll drop this fucking radio in the bathtub with you so you can get that full experience,
At the peak. Got to be
and
at
then
the
just
peak.
throw a fucking grapefruit at their face.
As White Rabbit peaks.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I like how he just kind
Great
of
fucking
threw
stuff.
something at
Honestly,
him and ran off with the
The
recorder.
radio, yeah.
I love the fucking soundtrack in the movie though.
It's got some great 70s tunes in there.
Oh yeah.
I think I think that the soundtrack I could have done with or without. I mean, it was for me it was just the basically bad trip buddy comedy between Benicio del Toro and Johnny Depp. I think they just worked really well together, and I'm surprised that they did not do anything else together after this.
Honestly, they had such chemistry.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is people that he has chemistry with almost always end up in other movies with him. Like Rishi did several films with him, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, most of his movies are with Helena Bonham Carter.
Well, yeah, but I think that's more of
But
a
that's just because fucking Tim Burton
Right.
loves to see Johnny Depp in love with his wife.
I was going to say, I think that was more of a Tim Burton preference than anything else. I think he might live a little vicariously through his wife.
I think
he might
Tim
have
Burton might be a little bit of a cuck.
or he might be a little bi. He might have a bit of a crush on Johnny Depp there, and just
Who
like,
doesn't have a crush on Johnny Depp?
fair point. That's a fair point.
Solid argument.
He's
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so what I'm hearing is that we really, in the coming years need another partner movie between Del Toro and Depp.
You know what I'd like to see, and I know that
it's gonna come.
he's a little on in age from the last time that he decided to step into Hunter S. Thompson's shoes. But there's also another, I want to say it was an article that he wrote, or it was 100 pages maybe, that he did. There was sort of a follow-up. It was like Fear and Loathing
On the campaign trail?
on the campaign trail, like the 1972 campaign trail. It was like the election that Richard Nixon won.
Yeah.
I think that might be a fun follow-up to that. I don't know if you could get Johnny Depp to step back into those shoes again. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I don't know. Johnny's been playing it safe since the Amber Heard shit.
Yeah, maybe another drug-fueled bender might not be in his best interest at this point.
I mean, we had Black Mass.
We've had a lot of films of his. I mean, I don't know. I think you're right.
I don't know.
Maybe
Johnny Depp was
keeping
my
his
first true love.
His literal nose clean would probably be a good idea.
Oh my. Bro, that last scene where they're fucking like driving out, he's pulling into the fucking airport. Fucking powder all over his nose, drives through the fucking. This is before 9/11.
I think one of my
drives
favorites.
through the fence of the airport, drops him off next to the plane.
I never
What
miss
the
a
fuck?
plane. Never miss a plane.
I've never missed a plane yet.
Though this is like back when the Vegas airport was like loading planes on the tarmac, not from an actual airport. You were walking down the corridor.
I mean, that's what you get in the desert.
I suppose. I thought the airport out there is a little bit
in
more
the 70s, yeah.
Okay, in the 70s, not now.
No.
50 something years later. I think one of my favorite scenes in the film was initially right after they got to the first hotel and they're in the bar and the acid has fully kicked in, and he is just surrounded by lizard people.
Yes.
He goes, I can't move. I can't get a footing in this muck.
Bowl full of bugs.
Look at all these reptilians.
Like, I think it was
Who decided to give them alcohol?
the woman who plays Mona from Who's the Boss, like full on turned into a lizard creature in front of him, and that's when it started. When it first started kicking in.
Who decided to give these lizard people alcohol?
And one of the like cool things that they did too was they like tried to vary the cinematography depending on what drugs they were high off of. So like with the LSD
I really
trip,
like that.
like they really
Yeah.
go for those wide angles, the like weird shapes, like the carpet is like crawling up onto the guy's leg.
The walls are breathing.
Yeah, weird sounds. Yeah. And it's different for the different drugs that they get high off of. And so that like attention to detail I thought was really awesome.
So he went through this whole thing. This is not how Hunter S. Thompson actually experienced the event that he went to. So this was like, I think it was Rolling Stone he was writing this article for. Like previously he had done one for Sports Illustrated on the Kentucky Derby, and Rolling Stone had liked what he had done and commissioned him to do this article for the Mint 500, the motorcycle race. They weren't on this kind of drug-fueled bender. He wrote it this way, but him and his partner out there had actually only been just binge drinking on pot, and I think it was an ADHD medication that they were abusing.
Well, he's
Like
got a good grasp on bad trips.
Well, I don't think, I mean, he probably had experience in those drugs. I mean, throughout his life, he had tried all sorts of
obviously,
things.
if he made this.
So I think that that part for him was fiction. You know, he was taking a real place, real events, and sort of fictionalizing certain things. Kind of, this was his alter ego. What is it? Duke or Raoul Duke?
Raoul Duke.
Right. And like that's very seminal to like the Gonzo journalism kind of style, right? Like there were these pieces that were real, but also there are these embellishments laid on top of it.
Which actually got him in trouble with that follow-up book. They considered that kind of like the decline of his journalism. Or was it a book? I have to look that up. I heard a lot about it, but I didn't quite catch whether it was not. Hi.
Sorry, my daughter's knocking on the door.
Winter again. She interrupted the last time too.
Every time, every single freaking time.
Give her a good kick for me. No, don't abuse your children. Sorry,
Oh my God, that big. Thank you.
And you could also like mute the microphone. You know. So.
Yep. No, oh my gosh, she was just bringing me dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of her.
Okay.
Now that Nico has
sorry about that,
her dinner,
I'm not going to eat on camera. It's okay.
That's perfectly fine. Where were we before Winter stepped in and joined us?
We were talking about his follow-up with
Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson's follow-up to this and his sort of decline.
So he got in trouble because he was stepping into sort of a political arena, and he definitely had his favorites. I think he was favoring McGovern at the time, and wrote a lot of positive stuff about him while he was ultra critical of everybody else in the race,
especially Nixon.
Yeah.
When he turned in this article / book, because I'm going to have to look it up to tell which was which, he got in a lot of trouble for these specific embellishments because he said some things that were definitely not true about certain candidates, and they asked him to retract it. And he's like, well, I didn't exactly say that he did this. I said he may have done this. You know,
technicalities.
It just so happens that it was based off of a rumor that started here. Yes, I'm the one that started the rumor, but so it's like
freedom of the press.
Right. It was an embellishment and a rumor, and whether or not you choose to follow or believe that particular rumor, that's on you, not on me. Okay, good on you, Hunter. Fine. They did bring up his actual name in several different areas within the film, talking about Mr. Thompson and Hunter and the
Yes.
other thing.
Mhm. And I think he had a
It's not a
cameo in the
message for
film.
Mr. Thompson. It was from.
That I did not see. Was he actually in the film?
Was he?
I
Oh,
thought
shit.
so.
Like, we're all looking it up right now. Did Hunter S. Thompson?
Go to the Google.
I'm looking at it. I don't see it. I see Flea. I know Flea was in the film.
Oh, Flea was
I
in it.
liked
I did not catch that. That's great.
I did like Gary Busey's role in the film. I thought that was absolutely hilarious as the cop that chased him down is like, before you leave, would you give me a kiss? I get really lonely out here.
Ow!
And I'm like, I've seen a lot of stuff from Gary Busey. That is not one of the things that I expected him to ever
No, absolutely not. He
Uh,
was a strange man.
and still is. According to our friends over at the Movie Details subreddit, it sounds like at 51 minutes in, there was a flashback to the 60s. And in that flashback is the cameo by Thompson.
So it's sort of, okay.
I think probably
Now,
quick, uncredited little Easter egg.
Okay.
Okay. I'm looking at the scene right now. Yeah. No, you're right. Shit. That's me.
What?
When he's going through the flashback and he looks down at the guy with the fucking hat,
Oh,
Yeah.
with the
right.
visor, and he's like, "That's me. That's Hunter S. Thompson."
That was actually Hunter S.
Yeah.
Thompson
Yeah.
with the visor on.
Yes.
So is
See, that threw me off. I was like, "Okay, he's important, but how is he important?" It's
All
him.
right. I could have, and honestly, I could have sworn he was somebody other than Hunter S. Thompson. Like, I thought I had known who it was. Now I know that I was absolutely wrong. So, yeah. This film actually was just sort of, it had a stacked cast. There was a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
You would now, if you're a fan of horror films, seeing that Tim Thomerson actually popped up briefly in this movie, you know, guy known for stuff like Doll Man and the Trancers films from the Full Moon Entertainment Company, who is my second favorite outside of Troma, and you can hate me for my Troma love all you want.
Ugh.
I made the mistake of making her first Troma film a film I knew very little about.
The movie that shall not be named.
I'm going to name it.
And it's being named.
I'm going to name it.
No.
So early
Dick
on,
monsters and incest.
yes, early on. Well, okay, was there a dick monster in that one?
It was a giant dick monster in a glass cage.
Okay, well, I mean, they had already done like killer condoms, so I mean, that's not too far off for them.
Lots of incest.
Tromeo and Juliet, which was an early film for both Sean and James Gunn.
I watch a lot of fucked up shit, but that was weird as shit.
Yeah,
Not into it, don't like it.
A reimagining of Romeo and Juliet as if they were brother and sister adopted out to two families, and they didn't know that they were brother and sister, and subsequently fell in love like the story shows you. But yeah, of course, in the end, they find out they're brother and sister and that they've been screwing, and they're like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. And then they stop for a minute, think, and they're like, oh well, and then they run off together.
They skip away.
They skip away happily to go have
ancestral songs.
Children that are going to need some help later on in life.
To say the least.
Some.
I'm not even going to get into that. I don't want to start coming up with foul names to call people that children with genetic disabilities that happen in that.
Home, Alabama.
You went there. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking it. You said it.
Everyone thinks it.
Mark Harmon popped up briefly, actually looking a lot like now I'm trying to remember the guy's name from MASH. I don't know if you ever watched the old MASH TV show or the movie,
Man, my
but
mother and my grandmother used to watch MASH every Friday, like afternoon, before we would binge Stargate at night.
what Radar was his name. He looked exactly like Radar, the outfit, the glasses, everything.
Oh
Sorry.
my God, you're
And
right.
there was a small cameo, and I think it was Circus with Vern Troyer. So Vern Troyer popped up very briefly.
Yes, I caught that.
There's a lot of people in this. I know Penn Jillette was in there briefly as the guy trying to sell the experience of being a 200-foot tall man. You got Cameron Diaz being the blonde TV reporter that Benicio del Toro was obsessed
Cameron Diaz
with.
was basically her character in fucking The Mask.
Well, that it was early on in her career. It's like around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Typecast.
It was a long while ago.
Debbie
Lyle
Reynolds
Lovett.
God, I'm
voiced
old.
herself. Lots
Oh,
of
yes,
fun
of course.
cameos.
Because, I mean, she couldn't exactly do young 1970s Debbie Reynolds at the time, no. Because she was at least a good 25 years on from that particular version of herself, so all she can do is kind of be herself, but not herself. Just the voice, the disembodied voice.
And then, of course, we have Christopher Maloney as our Flamingo Hotel clerk.
I have
That
not...
was fucking iconic.
I have to show my wife that, and possibly even my son, because they both have seen a lot of stuff with Christopher Maloney in it, and I don't think I've ever seen him play. I want to say that there was
We've all seen the meme where he's dressed up like the mascara tube.
Right. But he was sort of flamboyant, very flamboyantly, possibly gay. They didn't state that he was gay, but
He played it off well.
Definitely very flamboyant and internally vicious. No, actually, I don't think that was even his internal monologue. I think that was Hunter's or Raoul's internal monologue. Like, I know what you actually mean, even though you're trying to be nice. Like, I have all the power here. You're going to listen to me. You're going to do whatever I want.
He was so fucking young. Like, okay, you know what threw me off? That's why I didn't recognize him. He had less forehead. He actually had a full head of hair.
And you know who had forehead?
You know who
his
had
signature forehead?
More forehead in this, and uncomfortably so, are the Edgar Winter version of Tobey Maguire.
Yes! Oh my God, what the fuck? You know, I finally rewatched this after years, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Spider-Man.
He looks like a cross between like Gollum and Legolas.
Long legs. I was gonna say long legs and Gollum.
That works too. Gollum's pulling the heavy load there. Yeah, it's
big facts.
Quite a look.
It was almost uncomfortable to watch him like that. It really was. I had taken a moment to just kind of sit and kind of figure out where he was at this point in his career, because this was around the time that he did the original Spider-Man, wasn't it?
It would have been a little bit before.
Been before.
Was this? This is okay before.
No, because the first Spider-Man came out in like early 2000s,
yes.
or if not 2000.
2000.
That would have been 4 years later.
Yeah, 2002.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what he was doing around this time. So, Pleasantville.
How the fuck does he look younger in 2002 than he did in Fear and Loathing?
He was doing stuff like Pleasantville and
I forgot about Pleasantville.
Cider House Rules, and I think a horror film. Am I thinking horror film called no. I thought Joyride. It's a different Joyride that I'm thinking of. I thought that was the horror film Joyride, not the whatever that was with Tobey Maguire in it. But yeah, no, he was doing like serious films at this time. Like he had done something with Woody Allen, Deconstructing Harry. I think maybe just a year earlier than this. And just seeing him look just sort of like a sweaty, uncomfortable albino That's why I thought Edgar Winter. I don't know if you've ever seen the Edgar Winter band, the lead singer. I mean,
No,
obviously Edgar Winter. He was a
I
very
might be too
white.
young for that.
He was a very white, very blonde, I believe, albino guitarist. Amazing blues musician. But if you look him up and just look at Edgar Winter real quick, and then think about Tobey Maguire, he basically looks like a young Edgar Winter mid-performance, just sweating profusely.
Edgar Winter
Which,
has a little more hair, but I see it.
yeah, I mean,
He was definitely really greasy.
I think Edgar Winter had like mutton chops, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire could not pull off mutton chops.
I was just going for sweaty blonde and pale,
Yeah.
And his demeanor is really
Oh my god,
interesting
what was his
too.
fucking name? Oh, hang on.
Yeah, he was immediately just the entire time just very uncomfortable, like overly excited but still uncomfortable to be wherever he is.
Yeah.
Like he looked like, "Hey, thank you for giving me a ride," and then immediately he saw who was in the car and he was like, "Oh no, what have I got myself into?
See you later.
I think it's get in the car or I might die time, or if I get in the car I might die anyway. I've never been in a convertible before. Well, I guess it's about time."
And they do, in fact, see him later.
Yes, they do, but at that point, they are absolutely and utterly frightened by this kid's existence. They turn around and go the long way to the airport.
Well, it reminds him of Bat Country, so.
Don't pull over here, it's Bat Country. Well, Benicio hadn't been seeing the bats at that point. He was still feeling a different trip altogether.
All right, blissfully unaware of the environment they were in.
Benicio del Toro also lost a lot of weight after the film too. Like
I noticed that. I didn't even fucking like. I knew I knew his face, but I didn't recognize him, and I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, apparently he put on like 45 pounds or something for the role over a couple of months, and I guess he said he was eating a lot of donuts to get there.
I think he said he had some health concerns after he had gained the weight and was just thankful the movie was over and he could get back to his natural weight.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say things like that. Like I think what's his name said Will Smith, when he did the Ali role and put on all that weight, he said it really put a strain on his heart and he had to get rid of the weight.
Yeah.
So because Ali was not a small man, and to bulk up like that after being like a toothpick all your life, that's gonna take its toll just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot. Christian Bale has done it a lot too, losing
Oh
and
my god, The
gaining
Machinist
weight. Yeah.
was insane.
And that what was it? Cheney. He did Cheney too, right?
Yes.
Where he put on a lot of weight to be him.
Forgetting the name of the movie.
I think it was literally just Cheney, if I'm not mistaken. We're all looking for it now.
So this is like so far behind, but like
Vice.
Vice?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire was giving Chris, you've seen Murder by Numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay. He looked like this guy.
Upside down. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know who the hell he is. His
name's Michael Pitt. He was in Murder. He was one of the main characters in Murder by Numbers.
I was gonna say he had like 5 minutes of fame and then just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, dude, and like he was also in SVU.
Everyone's in SVU.
Everyone's in SVU. I fucking love SVU.
SVU has been around so long that people that just did guest performances in like the 90s are somehow now massively famous, and you go, "Oh shit, they were there?
Oh yeah.
You were a rapist in this episode?" It's
right.
It's just one of those shows that like everybody was in at one point or another. Well, not everybody.
It's the starter show for all actors.
A large portion of people. Yeah, I'm like looking over Michael Pitt's roles. There was not a lot of films that he did like that I would even recognize. Last Days was good. Murder by Numbers, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Ghost in the Shell. That's not a live action version of that film. Oh, it was. The live action.
Yeah, that was the one that everyone got mad at fucking oh my god.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yes.
You know what? Take it for what it is. It is a live action version of a animated movie. I don't think they made a television show out of it. I think it was just a series of movies. But they tried to make a live action film out of it.
And everyone was pissed that they chose a white woman.
You are more limited in imagination and
valid
scope when it comes to actually making a live action film than you are with animating something, because you can do almost anything in animation. You are subject to whatever CGI and budget you have if you try to do it live action.
Facts.
So you get what you get.
But also, ScarJo's a big fucking name, especially after Marvel. And they could have afforded, they could have paid an actual Japanese actress to play the role.
I have seen and I have subjected you to some pretty bad adaptations of animations, video games.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you got to sit down and do the Double Dragon movie with me, if I'm not mistaken. I had to do that twice. I had to sit through that film.
That sounds terrible.
Double Dragon.
I tried to do an episode with our buddy Seth when he was on the podcast for the first couple of years. Oh my god. And we couldn't come up with enough to talk about, because at the time what we were doing is we were just giving love to a lot of shitty movies. Years later, Piper pops on the episode. You know what? Let's just shit on it for what it is, because it was a truly terrible film with some pretty decent actors in it.
I fucking love Piper. Also, fuck you, Seth. Get back on the fucking cast. You bitch.
I think Seth is a lost cause. I think Seth is happily... Nope. Is it not Arby's? He's working at Applebee's now. He is a waiter at Applebee's.
He's happy working at Applebee's?
Well, he worked downtown for a while, but if you remember, what was one of the reasons why he stopped being available for the podcast?
Because it was COVID and he didn't want to do remote episodes.
No, because even when we got back to doing episodes again, it was the fact that he is a midnight person and slept almost his entire day away. So wow. his life starts at night. Sense. And he has never really gotten out of the habit. It's been kind of costing him table waiting jobs left and right, because sometimes he sleeps through it. Yes,
that sucks, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yes, Seth, if you are watching, I'm airing your dirty laundry on the podcast. Come back on here and defend yourself.
It's all good. Just go work at Encore. You'll be good. You'll be set.
So, you guys, we've been talking about this stuff left and right. Do you guys have any favorite scenes or things you just felt didn't work in the film?
The whole fucking plethora of Lucy's paintings of Barbra Streisand.
Oh no, that was priceless. That's
some shit I would do as a fucking young adult, late teens, early 20s.
I am just imagining Las Vegas,
not for Barbra Streisand, but for Rise Against her, some shit.
Because if I'm not mistaken, 1970s, that would have been just when her movie career was hitting it big. She was still pretty big in Vegas at the time. And so you got to imagine I guess Wayne Newton level Vegas act.
Yeah.
Being approached by somebody with a plethora of paintings that seem to be very focused on the fact that she has a large nose.
Yep.
She
emphasized the fucking hook nose.
A couple of those paintings made her look like she had a horse's nose. It was pretty bad.
It made it look like she was punched in the face several times.
Oh.
Not a painting you would want to receive.
Have you ever watched
but a painting as an artist, as long as it's not given in cruel nature, you're gonna be nice and then hide it forever.
I'm gonna name 2 animated television shows that kind of made me feel like it was in the style of this kind of art, even though I don't think either of them existed at the time. A television show called, it was an animated show called Home Movies. And then there's a Adult Swim cartoon called Squidbillies.
Ah!
And the
Winter's
animation
dad used
style for
to
both.
fucking binge Squidbillies every night.
I mean, I don't really watch either one of them. I think, watch Home Movies because it was one of those shows that kind of fell in between, like, The Simpsons and other things that they were trying to push, like The Critic and other things, when I was watching a lot of animated stuff.
I think Home Movies wound up on Adult Swim at some point too, and I'd run across it.
Or like, what is it? Dr. Katz was another one, which was literally like a comedy.
I don't remember that one.
Comedy based off of a therapist, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
But it's like the similar style. It was like a character of an actual human being. Like, they accentuated things that you'd normally be embarrassed to have to, hey, I know I've got a nose, but come on.
Right? Get it together, guy.
Half of those make me look like Mr. Ed. And you're not fucking Wilbur. All right, so you didn't particularly like Lucy and her paintings.
Oh no, that was my favorite part because
no?
they were so bad.
Okay, you didn't specify.
It was my favorite part because they were so bad.
She was very proud of them, and Benicio was very proud of her.
As she should be.
She was playing like a little kid in this, though, right? She was not that old.
Yeah, she was playing like she was 15, 16.
Yeah, she was 18 when they filmed.
But like, the way that, so like, fucking, when Johnny Depp walked into the hotel room and he's fucking
Gonzo.
Dude, Gonzo, there we go. Fucking with this child.
Yeah.
Took him out and then started talking about all the things we can get out of her and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's so disgusting. Da-da-da. Yeah, exactly. So you see why this is going to look bad. Get her out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Gonzo was not necessarily talking with his logic brain or thinking with the brain that was up here.
But that's the thing, though. He kept fucking insinuating that, well, why would you even think like that? She's a little girl, doesn't that? Why? I don't want little girls. Who does? Da-da-da. Like, bro, it's weird.
She made
You did kidnap a little girl.
She made it very apparent they weren't getting anything out of her anyway. Like, he did try to approach her, and she was like, no.
He tried to kiss her, and she's like, no, mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You gave her a place to stay. She's not looking for anything else. You know, she just wants to give this massive stack of paintings to Barbara Streisand and possibly get dragged off as a stalker. No kissing, just stalking.
Or maybe adopted by Barbara.
I don't think Barbara's going to adopt anybody that hands her all that.
It was within her hopes.
I think it would probably depend on the interaction directly.
Because later on, you see her fucking all dirty and fucking wandering around aimlessly in the middle of the street while they're going back into fucking Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to figure out how I would feel.
And they peeled the fuck out.
In Barbara's shoes. Like, if I were out doing a performance.
So she was still holding those paintings. Clearly, she got shut down by Barbara's security.
Or maybe she was on the way.
No, she was too fucking, like, downtrodden to have been on the... Like, that was a look of defeat.
I mean, she didn't exactly look happy when she was in that hotel room either. That may just be...
Yeah, but she didn't look like a homeless kid.
I mean, part of it could be, too, like, the fear of seeing Gonzo again. I can't imagine, like, she'd feel very safe.
I don't know, from what I saw, it looked like she saw them and barely even reacted. She was too far gone. Fucking, I think that Gonzo got her too addicted, and she missed the Barbra Streisand concert, and now she's just wandering aimlessly trying to sell these shitty Barbra Streisand pictures.
I think they were just banking off of the Hunter S. Thompson, Gonzo.
And I also think that they were hallucinating her calling them.
That's entirely possible. I mean, they were pretty far gone at that point anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Half of the movie was a hallucination.
like at the end, you couldn't tell whether or not he was actually walking around in a flooded fucking room or if this is just part of what was going on in his head. Like there was certain parts that
His
kind
head
of bled
was
together.
flooded with like sparing thoughts.
Yeah, disjoint memories.
Yeah.
Well, he started getting flashbacks at a certain point, and it was showing him how he was actually being in certain instances. And like I said, like at the end,
Because he had the tape recorder taped to his chest.
right.
Chests. I can do words.
I couldn't tell if it was reality, like bleeding into his
That's the point.
drug-addled mind, or if it was his drug-addled mind still making up everything as it was going along.
That's the point. You're supposed to be confused as he is.
I want to know how the purchasing of the monkey went. Why they needed to purchase the monkey at the end of the film.
Yeah, that was one of my like favorite silly scenes. I love that.
He never got to
Almost
purchase the
weird.
monkey because it got taken away by authorities.
Yeah.
Or it was an orangutan, right? No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Like they were trying to reenact Any Which Way But Loose. Sorry, old Clint Eastwood film.
Because he tried to go back to get the ape, and then people had said, "Oh, it attacked a bunch of people," and then cops took it away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So that ape is probably getting put down.
Likely.
I mean, if it attacked a bunch of people, they're not going to just take it away and send it to another circus or to a zoo environment if it's already attacking people.
No, pow pow.
It's human aggressive. Pow pow.
Pow pow.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I mean, one scene.
Yeah, like I really, it's a favorite scene not because it's like silly or fun, but the dining scene with the waitress. Like that's one where, so throughout the film, right, like you're getting a lot of weird angles, a lot of like interesting cinematic effects, but like this scene in the diner was the like we've gone too far kind of moment, right? It's like shot very straight on. It's like a very scary moment for the waitress because Gonzo is like threatening her with the knife and demanding the lemon meringue pie. That scene like had a lot of weight to it, and I really like it for that.
I think what happened in that scene,
it took down the level of like nonsensical silliness of the trip and made it like a little too real, and that's what you need.
It felt like they were coming out of that drug-fueled binge, that haze that they were in, and she called him like a pimp or something to that nature. And I think that set him off. He was like, you looked at me and immediately judged me without knowing me. And so he decided to play up the role a little bit like, what are you going to call the cops? He cut the line.
Right.
And then he walked up to her and he told her he wanted the lemon meringue pie, asked her how much was what. She's like 35 cents. He goes, no, the whole pie. I want to buy the whole pie. And he just starts counting up money, stuffs it in her bra, and just walks out. I'm going to be out in the car.
Yeah. I mean, she calls him a slur too.
Yes.
Followed by pimp. And it's
it's
interesting too. Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because right, like at the very beginning, they call Gonzo Samoan, but the person that he's based on is Hispanic,
Right.
And so there's some interesting stuff going on there.
I think in the beginning of the film, he even mentioned like he doesn't know if he's Samoan, but he's just assuming and going with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which Thompson did to like kind of take the heat off of that person. I forget his name. But yeah, that was like a choice by Thompson to sort of take attention away from them. And so, yeah, it's interesting that the choice of the slur used there. But yeah. Benicio del Toro does great in like bringing this like somberness, this like sort of like subdued anger into that scene.
The entire time
I was scared for her.
I wasn't so much because the entire time, even from the second that she called him that, You knew that all he was doing, I don't think he was going to hurt her as much as he was acting violent and vicious in the drug-fueled haze. I think at that point he was just trying to make a point. You called me these things. You called me a pimp. You used that slur to describe me without knowing me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a point. He then cut the line, and then he walked up to her
Yeah,
right
he
face to
stabbed the
face.
fucking counter a bunch of times and
Yeah.
then cut the line,
If somebody
indicating that he was about to kill the shit out of her.
think about it from your own perspective, if somebody were to look at you and just make a vicious judgment based on just how you
Oh
look,
yeah. Oh yeah. No.
would you not want
Unacceptable
to make
by
a
all
point at
means.
that? You'd make a point too.
Unacceptable by all means.
And I think he handled himself pretty well outside of stabbing the counter, maybe.
That's where I'm at.
I think
Also, like the over exaggerating stuffing the money into her bra, like he got his little like jiggle feel.
not for nothing, he was a bit of a womanizer to begin with. Throughout the entire film, he made
Yeah.
bad choices involving women and people that he was obsessed
Oh,
with.
absolutely.
So he's not good for women to begin with.
Like I'm not condoning what she said or did at all, but also like throughout the movie, he's proven to be time and time again way too fucking aggressive, way too dangerous, and way too quick to pull a knife on someone.
By the way, 1990s Ellen Barkin. Just
Chef's
chef's kiss.
Beautiful.
I honestly love Ellen Barkin. She's funny. She can do serious pretty well. She's not in enough as far as I'm concerned. Quentin Tarantino, I know you're supposed to have one less film in you. Drag her into whatever it is. Give her something good.
He's gonna put her feet in it.
Do what you did for Pam Grier's career.
Yeah.
Because she was like
I fucking love
solidly
Pam Grier.
she was solidly an exploitation like cinema, like, and I think was it Jackie Brown or whatever that she had been in that just brought her back to the forefront.
Yep.
And she was just getting serious films after that. But outside of that, I think she was in a lot of just really obscure kind of exploitation films for the longest time.
Am I wrong? Doesn't he like proposition her for sex or something before
Yeah.
all this goes down?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Backdoor something.
Right.
She was in a bad mood to begin with, like when they
No,
first
that's the thing. He literally as his fucking tip, he passed her a napkin asking her for anal sex.
Right.
And that's when she lost her shit. So he initiated the fucking disrespect.
Backdoor
Further-
beauty.
Backdoor beauty.
further fortifying his bad decision making.
You gonna let me fuck you in the butt?
Like one of the first things like that you see.
And as a
him
waitress,
doing-
I only waitressed at like 2 or 3 places, and it fucking sucked. Okay, as a woman, it sucks, dude. You got people trying to touch you. I had people constantly grabbing my fucking arms and trying to fucking like, oh my god, can I see? You see with your eyes, bitch, not your hands.
Was it the photographer? I think that there was this entire scene where he was like, he had a gun in his hand. He was ready to go kill the photographer because Cameron Diaz, the reporter, he thought
that he had a connection with Cameron by the way she looked at him.
Right.
When she was just fucking scared of him.
Mm.
And she was staying close to the photographer as like, you know, if you're a woman, men will back off if there's another man there.
Right. And he saw that as this guy stole my woman. I'm going to go kill him now.
Exactly. We had a connection. She looked at me. There was eye contact. Now we're in love.
Did we?
That's crazy. That's crazy behavior.
Now I might have missed this, but did they approach why he found the bloody knife at the very end of the movie, near the end of the movie? Like what or who had been stabbed with that knife? Or if anything had been stabbed?
I thought it was at the diner he had stabbed something on his plate, like he was eating a fucking pie or something, but it didn't hit the plate, it hit the wood.
Right, but that wouldn't explain why he had...
I don't understand where the blood on the knife came from. Hang on. Go into the Google.
Could be a cherry pie. I don't know. I mean, he could have had cherry pie and he was using that to eat it.
It looks like they were eating like steak or something. At least that's what Duke was eating.
But steak wouldn't leave that kind of residue.
Hopefully not. Otherwise, you got to cook it a little longer.
I liked how after that scene, at the very end of that scene, that's where Raul has his little moment of clarity. Like, maybe I shouldn't walk out with the plate. I'm just going to leave that behind here.
Yeah.
He was gonna walk out, kind of commit to some bad behavior along with his friend. He's like, you know what? I'm different than him. We're gonna leave this here.
It doesn't explain it further. All it
No.
says is Discovery triggers a flashback for Duke, reminding him that the previous incident in North Vegas Coffee Lounge where Gonzo intimidates a waitress with the knife. But where did he has a cut on his arm, so maybe it came from that.
A little bit of self-harm or something? Like, I don't know.
Dude was waving that shit around willy-nilly. Like,
Right.
you know, man, fucking, it's likely.
And
I'm
part
listening.
of it. Oh yeah.
I'm listening to the audiobook version of this. I'll let you know if they actually mention it in the audiobook.
Right. And like part of it too is just that we don't know everything that went on, and we don't know what happened and what
That's
didn't.
the point.
And so like the knife is pointing to, hey, someone got hurt.
Someone got hurt. It could be anyone. It could be no one. It could be
Right.
a pie.
You know, actually, now that I think about it, all the things in this film that defy explanation, and that's the one that I wanted explanation for. I don't know why.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. The blood could also have been a hallucination.
Sure.
It's entirely possible. I mean, he was ankle deep in what looked like blood.
I'm still convinced
Wearing
that
his tail.
fucking floodwater was a hallucination.
Well, there was the bed that had the crater in it that didn't exist.
Right.
Exactly. So maybe the blood was a hallucination and it never actually existed.
I'm wondering, I mean, if they had flooded out that room, wouldn't it have been in the hallway at that point? Like, somebody would have been in there like, hey, like,
How did he keep getting in and out without flooding everything? How did the floor not fall through?
can you turn off the tub? The third and the second floor are getting flooded now.
He's definitely not on the bottom floor of the hotel.
No, he isn't. No, that's it's an interesting point. Did you think anybody in this film did a particularly bad job? Because we're raving about the performance.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh no, he did great.
I think for the character he did great.
I think he could have done just as good a job without talking.
Yeah.
I think it's just that initial reaction that
It's the talking that makes me uncomfortable. That's all it is.
That initial burst of energy as soon as he enters the scene that kind of made me go, whoa, tone it down.
Right. And I'm watching this with like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in my mind, and then I see this and it's just so different, right? Like if we were watching it when it came out, I don't... then maybe there's a different feeling there because it's just some guy. But
I mean, even if you put it in the context of like another movie that he had done at the time, like Pleasantville, it was far outside of that range too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that even could be. We could just fall back on the whole.
He looked
thing
like a school shooter.
Maybe he didn't actually approach them that excited. Maybe they just thought he did. Yeah. I mean, he's already seeing bats.
Okay?
Yep. I mean, he's already seeing bats at this point. Why wouldn't he just kind of like see an exaggerated version of Tobey Maguire?
We do see the exaggerated version later too, but I mean, he is still high off of something.
You know, man, why didn't they just show this at Dare programs?
This and what is it?
Instead of those people melting into the couch commercials.
Requiem for a Dream.
Oh my God.
Those would probably be the two best films to show to say, hey kids,
drugs are bad. Okay.
Though I know some kids that would probably look at this Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas film and go, yes, let's.
Right?
Yes,
let's.
But
then, you know, you also pick up some like disillusionment of the American dream with it. So some added messaging there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you get that from Raul almost the entire time. Just like trying to disconnect from society, just like, I can't be part of this. Like, I don't like this. I don't understand this. I have to do this. This is what they're expecting me to do, but I'm going to do it in my way because I don't like how they're doing this.
Yeah. And there's like this sort of like, he's like walking this kind of boundary too of like believing the dream and then like seeing that it's kind of a farce. Like early on in the movie when they're still like getting the materials to go on to Las Vegas, um Duke says like our trip was different. It was to be a classic affirmation of everything right and true in the national character, a gross physical salute to the fantastic possibilities of life in this country, but only for those with true grit. And then like right as we go on, we see this sort of delusionment like start to take place. And right, it starts off as this drug-addled adventure in Vegas, and then at the end of it, like during the trip with the waitress and everything, we see like those moments where it starts to go too far and that it breaks down and it's not like just this sort of fun thing anymore. There's a lot of um bad things, I don't know, that go along with it, right?
It's how did we allow ourselves to take
Yeah.
something that we truly enjoyed and push it to the point where we no longer enjoy it, and
Yeah.
now not only do we not enjoy it, but everybody else around us demonizes for doing it.
Yep.
Well, and it mirrors, right, like the 60s, the counterculture and the revolution there, leading into the Nixon's administration.
Yep, I mean, because you had a lot of people
Absolutely.
that were just sort of peace, love,
Yeah.
free love and whatever,
Mhm.
and they it did
Make
go
love, not
from
war.
it did go from being this society of pretty gentle kind of, people that just wanted to live,
Right.
to being something that got demonized, just sort of, now they looked at him like, lazy, disconnected from society, drug fueled,
Yeah.
sex fueled.
Right.
And even they started doing I mean, I know my mother was definitely a hippie. And she was definitely into the counterculture, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll culture.
Yeah.
I know this because my mother had to tell me stories about how she got this massive box of signed albums, and she goes, "Let me tell you, I got them signed personally at a lot of concerts." I go, "Oh, personally?" She goes,
Personally.
you're a little too young for me to tell you those stories."
I love your mother.
She was she was good about telling me a little later on. She was a groupie, very much so. She was very much a free love, free spirit. But then she says there was a point, like I think she said like maybe a year or two before I was born, like 75, 76, where being that kind of free spirit puts you just way outside of society. And people demonized you and hated you for being this person that just free love,
Yep.
just and a lot of those people were deeply religious.
Hmm.
Like it was a religious experience for them. Like they were, very much into God, Jesus, and you could go to churches that were like this, like full of hippies, free love, experimentation, and above all, love God, love Jesus, and that you don't get that version of Christianity anymore. Because even
No.
the Christians demonized, and I'm like, but isn't that what Jesus was supposed to be all about? Just,
Literally everybody in the Old Testament was high on opium. Okay?
just
Literally all of them.
love your neighbor. Where are those Christians right now? Because I haven't met a lot of them. I know a few.
Underground.
I know a few, but I know more of the hardcore other Christians than I do the
They're underground with the resistance and
I'm using your
getting
name a
kicked out
lot
of the
here,
national
Christian.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah. I don't
congressional
represent them
library
all.
and shit.
You don't represent all the Christians, just you as a
Right.
Christian. Named Christian.
Exactly. Right.
Yes. All right, final thoughts on the film.
It's a fucking hippie classic.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah.
There's like so much depth to it for me. And, when I was doing a little bit of research, I just got really interested in all of the little details that show up, got really interested in like Hunter S. Thompson and sort of, what motivated him to write this and like how a lot of his thoughts about the American dream seep through. He really did not like Nixon, and you can kind of get a sense of that. He wrote like a eulogy for Nixon, and he like really tears in And one of the
Oh
things
my
that
God, I need to hear that.
yeah, and like one of the things that he says is that he really blames Nixon for breaking the heart of the American dream. And yeah, you know, there's a lot of depth to this film that I didn't expect going in, and that like really made me appreciate the film.
For sure.
I think after watching this film, it gives me a little bit of an itch to listen to a little bit more. I say listen because I'll be honest with you, my life is so busy that I do not have a lot of time to sit down and read. And so, due to the nature of my job, I have between 8 and 12 hours a day where I can pop in an earbud and listen to Audible and listen to books. And so that is probably what I'm going to be binging is a lot of his stuff because it just gave me an itch. And I started thinking to myself, Johnny Depp did such a good job portraying this alter ego of Hunter S.
Yeah,
Thompson. And I'm not saying that Johnny Depp, I want to see him do it again, but I would love to see something of a biopic
Yeah,
on Hunter S. Thompson, something along the level
absolutely.
of what Bill Murray did with Where the Buffalo Roam.
I'll be back in
Uh,
just a second.
certainly, certainly. So that's really what I'd like to see from
Absolutely.
this. I think that it just kind of left me with an itch at the back of my head. Like I really want to.
Johnny Depp's really good at these roles where he fucking like where he was doing Blow or fucking Black Mass or here in Fear and Loathing. Like he goes through these like serious
I'll be honest. I don't want to see him.
drug-ridden roles.
I don't want to see him do Pirates of the Caribbean again. As much as I loved him in those particular movies, I don't want to
They
see him do that again. I
Disney
want
ruined
to.
it.
It's not even that Disney ruined it. It's
Disney
that
did ruin that
I've
though.
seen him in a plethora of
Other films where he's so much better.
Tim Burton films. I've seen him in a ton of these Pirates of the Caribbean films where he plays these outlandish characters, but none of them with the seriousness that he approached Hunter S. Thompson in this.
Absolutely.
And I think that, I mean, Johnny
And like
Depp,
the whole narration is crisp.
he has enough range that I really think that he could approach. Maybe I mean he could approach a biopic like the later life of Hunter S. Thompson, leading up to I think his passing. I think that upon uh,
Yeah.
I have to actually go over it because I only got to watch half of the documentary they did on this. It was the last 24 that they did on Hunter S. Thompson, which was basically the last them kind of going over the last kind of day of his life, and I think if I'm not mistaken, he killed himself,
Yeah,
if I'm not
he
mistaken,
did.
and he went through a whole thing where like that last day he had kind of gotten into a long dragged out fight with his wife that took most of that day, and he had brought his I think his son in and kind of was just giving him all of these things, including that Aztec medallion you see Gonzo
Yeah.
toss him at the very end of the movie there.
Which I
That's a
think was
prize
the
possession.
actual medallion. They used a lot of like things from
Personal life effects.
yeah, like the Tar Guard cigarette filter thing, a lot of the clothing. That was all Thompson's.
I was going to say I think a lot of what he wore for the film was actually part of his wardrobe.
Definitely the glasses.
Yeah, and the visor.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the hair piece was his, but
No.
it looked pretty close.
Yeah. Another like note about the voiceover narration, I think that was like a really good choice for this kind of film. And Depp, yeah, actually took on like kind of a different voice for it than when he was like in scene as Raul. It was like a little
Yeah.
calmer, like more journalistic, right? It was like this different voice, tone wise, and like in terms of
Yeah,
how it sounds.
he had a like in the narration of whatever it was he was writing, fucking
Yeah, it was
he
just
was sober, he was
Yeah,
sound and had really like connected articulation.
yeah, very poignant.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then we see everything that's playing out while he's narrating this so fucking eloquently.
Yeah.
I kind of felt disappointed when I started listening to the audiobook. Like, it was not him
Oh,
doing the narration, because if he had actually done the narration for the entire book, that would have been like a dream.
Iconic.
and it wasn't Thompson who did it, I assume, either. So
No, it was some random guy that didn't really put the same kind of inflection into it that I would have. I think if they could have found somebody that could have done the same kind of Hunter S. Thompson voice that Depp had done in the film, that would have been beautiful. But
yeah,
Yeah.
so it disconnected me from the story a little bit, and some of the incidences in the book don't really happen the way that they do in the movie, because
right.
book versus movie, you're going to lose a little bit in translation.
Yeah, and there was a lot of work that went into like doing the screenplay, and like it failed a couple times before it eventually got picked up. There was like a dispute over writing credits. But anyway, like at the end of the day, Thompson wound up really liking and appreciating the screenplay that Gilliam and I think it was Daniels did.
I think Thompson was even pretty insistent that Johnny Depp be the guy
Yeah.
that portrayed him in the film. And then I think there was a whole incident where Johnny Depp was kind of going through trying to find like the wardrobe and things, and he sent out a picture of himself like dressed as Hunter S. Thompson, and he basically wrote back to him like, if you're gonna make a buffoon of me, like, make me look like a jackass on film, you're gonna get yours in the end.
Yeah.
Because that's not what my intent was. I want to
Yeah.
know how you feel about me portraying you. I want to make sure that I'm honestly giving you the kind of portrayal you want from me in this film.
Yeah. And sorry, I was wrong.
So
The co-writer was Tony Grisoni, working with Gilliam on that, which they put the script together in 10 days. Wild.
Jesus.
well,
Honestly, that makes sense.
they were pretty faithful to the source material, because
Right.
I mean, almost the entire book is narration
Yep.
Yeah.
from Raoul, aka Hunter S. Thompson's point of view. So all you really had to do was give visuals to the narration that's already there.
And that was where some of the writing dispute came from, was that people who did previous script treatments based it on the source material. And so there are a lot of overlap.
I think what's the original dispute, that they took too many liberties with the original source material. Like, they kind of added ththings that he did not particularly like or want changed.
Something like that.
Terry Gilliam, if I'm not mistaken, was I'm just going over the guy that did Brazil. He had done that film, which when I realized, it's like, wait, this is a Terry Gilliam film, I forgot about that. It's like, okay, that makes absolute sense, because if you've ever seen Brazil, that is like a friggin' fever dream to watch too.
Yeah, sounds like he was the right guy for this one then.
Right, and he also used some of the people that he had used in the original film as well. So like,
Be right back.
and you're leaving too. Okay.
Puka's at the door.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you for muting this time. Everything. But I think like Mona, I keep forgetting her damn name. I don't want to keep calling her Mona, because that is not her damn name. But the woman who plays Mona and Who's the Boss, Catherine Hellman, who plays like the clerk at the counter that he has to approach to get the hotel room,
Yeah.
the free hotel room when they first get there. She was also like a major role in Brazil. So like Terry Gilliam used some of his cast from Brazil, brought it over there. Just goes to show that Johnny Depp tends to work with people that also like to work with their own comfort actors.
Right.
So we're at the point here where we'd give a quick rating to the film. We have faithfully not stuck to any type of format rating the film, ever. We've never rated the same way. We go all over the place. I got friends, my friends over at the Two Chicks Talking Flicks podcast, kind of like to just pick an item within the film, and it's like, oh, you know what? I'll give this like a good 9 out of 10 Hunter S. Thompson bald spots.
Yeah.
So
I got one.
I'm gonna.
Those were some iconic ball spots.
Yep. I'm going to steal from Sarah a little bit. Sorry, Sarah, I used your rating system this time. I won't the next time because we never keep it the same. So going by the very creative Two Chicks Talking Flicks rating system, how would you rate this film?
I don't know what their rating system is.
So the
I
rating
haven't
system.
been on with them.
So they basically go by a 10-star format, but instead of using stars, they pick an iconic item in the film. That's why I said I would rate it a 9 out of 10 Hunter S. Thompson bald spots, which is mostly, it's all spot, less little hair.
I mean, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 unhinged.
8 out of 10 unhinged. Okay. Just unhinged, which is basically
unhinged altogether.
Yeah, the whole movie is unhinged.
Yeah.
That's not a specific item, but that'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
I'm gonna go
generalizations.
I would give it something like a 7 Targard cigarette filters
Yes.
out of 10.
Beautiful.
Like I said, there is so much depth to it, on top of it just being like this Vegas drug adventure, that I really appreciate. It felt like it went on longer than it really needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely felt like it dragged in places. Like it was, I'm not going to say that it was, but it's not a 10 out of 10 for me at all. But as an experience, I've only watched this movie. This is probably my third time sitting through the entire film. Yes, I had to break it in two pieces. And yes, I did fall asleep watching it. But that being said, I was not apprehensive about picking it back up in the morning. I just felt disappointed that I didn't sit through it. It's like, I forgot this was kind of a slog to get through. I woke up
much
and was
like a really bad acid trip.
I think I need a little coffee before I inject any more of this into my brain.
Yep.
And that being said, I think the published version isn't terribly long, like page count wise. So,
nope, turns out to
definitely
be about
look at that.
Turns out to be about a 5-hour audiobook anyway.
Yeah.
I think the book version and the actual article, which if I'm not mistaken, was done in 2 parts, is probably different. I think that maybe the book version was lengthened a little bit, and the actual article that he wrote, I'm guessing it didn't take up well over 100 pages in Rolling Stone at the time. Like he didn't completely and utterly consume that magazine for the month.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
It's like, okay, Hunter S. Thompson's article in 22 parts over 2 years,
It's
like,
a hell of a contract.
We love you, Hunter, but we're not going to give you that much of our magazine. We just kind of condensed that a little bit. We need the abridged version. All right. So
All right.
This is us wrapping up things for the evening. Thank you for listening to the podcast today. And you can pretty much hear us on any one of your favorite podcast listening platforms. We're particularly partial to Good Pods because Good Pods has been good to us lately. Also Spotify, because you know what? Riverside and Spotify, they work together. Hells
yeah.
If you used to love Anchor, this is what Anchor has become. Anchor was a free podcast platform where you could basically distribute your podcast anywhere for free, and they tried to help you with monetization. And then Spotify bought Anchor and subsequently shut down most of Anchor and said, by the way, this is our platform where you can go to pay to do about the same thing and more. And here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. You know what? It works, and now we've got video out there. So
yeah, we do.
It's like you're real close. You do remember that we have video, right?
Real close. I know.
And
so my back was killing me.
As Miss B is very fond of saying,
drink some fucking water, you thirsty bitches.